Hey Collective, what's up? It's Shishi with She Reads Tarot. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well today. Today I decided to just do a collective message just to see what spirit wants you to know. Like what spirit wants you to know regarding your manifestations. And I'm doing it as a collective right now. I probably do one for each sign, depending on how this one goes, depending on the energy I pick up. But I'll probably do each sign near the end of the week. I have some new decks on the way, and I know that, they'll add, a lot of useful information that we'll probably want to hear specifically. So I just felt called to do a collective message with what I have here to the collective on, what spirit wants you to know regarding your manifestation. So the first card that came out was the Eight of Knives. The Eight of Knives in Hoodoo Tarot is about freeing yourself, believing in yourself again, liberating yourself, feeling like you're able to communicate, speak your truth. And prophetic speaker clarified that. So I feel like spirit wants you to know that if right now you're feeling the opposite of liberated, you feeling unheard, or just feeling trapped at this moment, spirit wants you to know that this time is coming to an end very soon. They want you to know that the people, the lessons that you've encountered and learned, that they weren't in vain. This recent season that you went through of, being walked over, pissed on, just, scapegoated, whatever, just not being able to be apologetically yourself. That season is coming to an end. With the Three of Knives, with karmics clarifying the Three of Knives, karmics is third parties, haters, lessons learned. And Three of Knives in this book is about, the worst being over, pain subsiding, even just being ready to accept apology when you're ready. Not because someone apologized and they feel like you should accept it. The Seven of Sticks. Like I said, I feel like this is your perseverance after all you went through. Like, you be damned if you go through it again. You be damned if you learn that same lesson again. And that was clarified by your absence shaped me. I learned more about myself in your absence than I ever did in your presence. So, like I said, it's like you being liberated, you being in this cage, or, being limiting yourself for so long because of feelings and energy being projected on you. But during this time of solitude, it's like you realize that you are enough, that you were giving way too much, receiving way too little. And during the absence of those who, only benefited from you looking out for them, or benefited from you not looking out for yourself, Like, you've had some time to look out for yourself and feel damn good about it. You know, taking care of home, taking care of the kids, taking care of you, you know, nurturing your body, enjoying your own company. And I feel like that's what Spirit wants you to know, that this is where you're heading to if you're not here already. Like the karmics, the lessons, they were all to make sure that that you're comfortable being by yourself, that you know that self-love is the greatest love. Yeah, that self-love is the best love. And like, I feel like you're coming into like the most comfortable time in your life, a time where you are so comfortable and you're not in guilt about it. You're not looking for anyone to save. You're not looking to use your comfort as a weapon to be accepted anymore. Like, you are really okay in your own skin, in your own company. And when someone comes around worth sharing with, that brings the same to the table, that can provide or whatever you're looking for, then you'll be ready to accept it. But until then, like I said, you're okay with just being in your own skin, you know. Where was I gonna go after this? All right, let's talk more about the Three of Knives. Let's talk more about the Three of Knives, the pain that my collective went through. Can we talk more about that? It's the Three of Knives. Miss Robinson, which is the devil. That just sums up the karmic card. You know, having, you know, whether it's your own addictions, toxicity, mindset, or others, or a combination of both, because we all have a little of it all, right? We all have things that, you know, we could do without. But I feel like you're getting some clarity. Like, you are finally cutting through the fog, and like, you are setting yourself free from this. Like, you've had enough of it. Like, we have the Ace of Knives and the Ace of Baskets on the top of the deck. So you, like I said, getting that clarity, you getting new beginnings in love. But like, first you just had to, like I said, cut through that fog, cut through, you know, all the facades, all the deception coming towards you. Tell me more about Miss Robinson and karmics. Tell me more about Miss Robinson and karmics. Legal. So some of you could be going through legal situations, or some of you could be dealing with someone that's going through a legal situation. Tell me more about karmics and Miss Robinson. Tell me more about karmics and Miss Robinson. And blocked. Yeah, you cutting off things that are hindering your progress. You are cutting them chains off. Like, you filing paperwork if you got to. You doing cord cutting if you have to, or just simply hitting the block button. You know, whatever you have to do to keep your peace. Whatever you have to do to make sure that you don't have to learn these lessons again with these same people, same mindset, whatever. Spirit, tell me more about Miss Robinson and the Three of Knives. Tell me more about Miss Robinson and the Three of Knives. So we got incomplete, pent up anger, and comparison. So like I said, this could be even mindsets. You know, filling your head up with, you know, comparing yourself or comparing others, comparing your partner, or just not being fair with yourself, just being entirely too hard on yourself by comparing yourself to who knows what. What you should just focus on is, which is what you're going to be doing, is leaving the past behind and seeing the new for what it is. You know, don't bring the mindset you had in the last relationship that didn't work into the new one. Don't compare an action, a trait, to something negative in the past without addressing it first. Don't, you know, if your intuition is talking to you, then, you know, it's your intuition. But don't let it be like a mindset, you know, where you're self-sabotaging. Then you have pent-up anger. You have unresolved feelings from your past that make you resentful towards others. And again, like I said, just be more kind to yourself, you know. Apologize to forgive yourself for, like I said, actions, words that you said or maybe didn't say, did or didn't do in moments where you feel like you maybe should have took up for yourself more, or you shouldn't have been, you know, so much of something, whatever scenario you play in your head to that just triggers you. You know, get to the root of that and release it, because you don't want to continue to carry that baggage into anything new. And then we got incomplete. You want someone who completes you, but you need to be whole on your own. So just make sure that you love yourself enough. Like, I can't say enough that self-love is the greatest love of all. Like, as long as you love yourself thoroughly enough, no one could make you feel unworthy. No one can make you feel like you are enough, that you are not enough. No one is gonna, like I said, make you compare yourself or entertain, you know, insecurities. Okay. Spirit, tell us about some of these lessons from the Karmics, Miss Robinson, and Three of Swords. Tell us about some of these lessons. Okay. Right. So, yeah. Looks like we learned a lot of lessons. Like I said, they were not in vain. This is gonna take you to a place where you're gonna finally be able to speak your truth. You're finally gonna feel whole and, you know, getting the love that you deserve and starting new relationships and friendships and spirituality. You're just going to be feeling, you're going to be in a place of just feeling whole. Okay. So we got a few lessons here, y'all. So the reflection from it all is, my softness won't save you from your own wounds. My softness won't save you from your own wounds. So someone trying to, use up your energy or take your kindness for weakness, it's still a mask. And you realize that you were used, that someone used you to, for a safe place or for a getaway or as a rebound, whatever they did. Like I said, it's a lesson that you learn, and it's something that you won't let get taken advantage of again. Borrowed language. I took your words of hope and repackaged like my own. So, you've picked up on, the type of people that, twist your words and use them on you, or whatever. Use ChatGPT to, say sweet nothings, whatever. We have half loved, full control. I couldn't give you wholeness because I hadn't found it in myself. Okay, so these few right here. Half love, full control. That I couldn't give you wholeness because I hadn't found it in myself. Like I said, this is where I feel like you are stepping into yourself. Like, whether the person also, of course, the other person haven't found the wholeness in themselves, or we wouldn't be here. But I also feel like you are picking up the pieces and making yourself whole, finding the wholeness in yourself. So like I said, like when you meet someone or someone doesn't turn out to be who they say they are or who you thought they were, you still have yourself in it. You still feel whole. You feel, it's still like you missed out on this. It's not like you're mourning missing out on someone that wasn't there for you anyway. You got too young to hold it right. We didn't have the tools to love each other without destroying ourselves, which goes back to, a sense of wholeness. Especially if you get in a relationship at a young age. And this is what this card reminds me of. Like, all I wanted was husband, wife, children since forever. Like, forever. So when I finally got to an age where I had a car, I could go and come and go as I please, guys, giving me attention, it was up from there. And like I said, as soon as I, was released from, the hold from my parents, and I got outside and I met that guy, like I was like, yeah, this is my husband. Like, I didn't know nothing about love. I really didn't. All I know was I wanted my life to be a rom-com, and, no matter how bad I wanted it, we just didn't have the tools to love each other without destroying each other. I feel like I, just had it all, I just had it all figured out. And like I said, he didn't have too much. I had enough. And I'm just like, I'm going to change this guy's life. He's going to love me forever. We're going to, have this family. And baby, that was, it's not, like, no. All right, we already said your absence shaped me. We got another reflection here. I keep tolerating less because I'm scared of starting over. And like I said, this could, whether this was someone that you invested a lot of time in or not, like, the energy was comfortable. And so you may just stay longer than you wanted to, because like I said, you get tired of starting over. You don't want to continue to meet new people. I understand that more than anyone. Then you got hoping you settle in. I kept waiting for you to relax into us, but you never fully did. So this gives me that energy where, like I said, you may have had someone that, you know, could have made a positive change on your life in ways, but you know, they either didn't make your heart sing, they didn't have the emotion of the ocean, or they didn't have the ocean, whatever the case may be, but you just could not settle for what they had, because it, even though it was a lot more than what you were used to, it just wasn't enough. And these pink ones, these are my twin flame cards. So, like, for you all that are on the twin flame journey, have moved on. I've built new routines, but you're still threatened in the quiet hours. You're still threaded in the quiet hours. Quiet loyalty. Even though I disappeared, part of me stayed loyal to where we were. No one's ever been you. People try to fill the space, none are you. Still learning your echo. Your voice doesn't leave, it lingers in place I can't admit out loud. So for those of you that's on the twin flame journey and a twin flame separation, like I said, if they are, you know, dealing with legalities, or, you know, dealing with toxicity, you know, breaking whatever vices, breaking the chains from whatever attachments that they got, you know, whichever journey you're on, whether it's the twin flame journey, whether you just, you know, looking for your next soulmate. Those are the lessons of your person's higher self. The pink ones, the yellow ones, those were your reflections, and the green ones was also reflections from, you know, a higher self as well, a soulmate journey. All right, spiritual lesson for the Miss Robinson, Three of Knives, and Karmics. Spiritual lesson. Okay. You are not failing when you rest. And the break right before the breakthrough. You're not failing when you rest. It's a graceful pause, sacred recovery, holy recalibration. You're not falling behind. You're catching your breath. Grace is in the pause. So this is you overcoming all this. This is you overcoming. Don't feel like you got to work through it or ignore it or whatever. It's okay to sit still and feel it. It's okay, because it's going to make the breakthrough even more powerful, which leads into the next card. The break right before the breakthrough. Exhausted but chosen. Sacred boundaries. End of cycle. You're not lazy or lost. You're healing through high voltage change. What you're carrying would have broke the old you. But here you are, upright, aware, and ready to rise again tomorrow. So yeah, like you got a clear channel at the bottom of the deck. So you are getting ready to be in a place where the messages are going to be coming in so clear. This is going to be a thing of the past. Like I said, when it gets rough and tough, like, you know, it's almost something good is about to happen. Something good is about to happen. So feel what it is you need to feel. You know, like I said, Spirit just want to let you know that these feelings that you are experiencing are not in vain. And it's okay to feel the feelings, but this cycle was just to prep you to stand your ground, to protect your energy, to protect all that's yours. This is all this is for. Okay. All right. Let's see. Where did I want to go? All right, Spirit, money messages. So what's to come for my collective with this sense of freedom? Once they are liberated, what's to come? What's to come? Science, keep an open mind. Something is unfolding for you. All right. Keep an open mind. Something is unfolding for you. All right. Some of y'all are manifesting a strong partnership. And some of y'all, make sure y'all are not limiting your beliefs, you know, rebel energy. And some of you, you know, be on the lookout for some kind of unexpected financial loss. You can't control the uncontrollable, but you can, you know, still control the outcome, okay? All right, let's see where else I'm gonna go. All right, Spirit, tell what's to come. All right, Spirit, what's to come? What's to come with this Eight of Knives? What's to come with this Eight of Knives, Spirit? What's to come with this Eight of Knives? Sacred union. Honor your sacred union by committing to spiritual growth together. Meditate, pray, or practice yoga as a couple to deepen your spiritual connection. And that's crazy. And I said, when I get back in my, when I reunite with my person, I want to meditate with them. I want to pray with them. You know? So, you know, I just feel like that's what we are being prepped for. We're being prepped to be in a sacred union, to be in a union where we're able to share our spirituality, share our thoughts, be vulnerable, be open, you know, where our mind is constantly, you know, being challenged. All right, let's do this. Who is it? Who is for? We're going to close it out. October Libra could be significant. Who is it? Who is it for? September Libra could be significant. Who is it? Who is it for? Okay, we got February. It could be significant. Recruiting single baby mamas. August, Virgo. September, Libra, midday gas station mama's boy. And recruiting single mama, let me tell y'all where that comes from. So I met this guy and he was my age, mid-30s, no kids. I'm like, oh my God, there is no way somebody's my age. No, I'm just, yes, God, you sent him to me. But when I tell y'all, this motherfucker had a DM full of females that he asked the exact same questions. Like, how old are you? You know, do you have any kids? And are you willing to have any more kids? And as long as you say yes to the following questions, you were bait. Breaking and entering, you will be on child support by now. It could be the legalities that I saw. The letter N could be significant. We are both pretending this is working. Missing teeth. Bully. Checking their phone excessively. Who is it? Who is it for, Spirit? Who is it? Who is it for? I'm sorry, y'all, my cards are not the right way. with your spirit baby. Somebody's spirit baby wants to connect. Neck tattoo, the letter B could be significant. They like you a whole lot more than you like them. Time for a trip to the spiritual store. Cancer moon, left on red. Alcoholic and silence alerts. That's what I have here. All right, this is what I have, collective. I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all the engagement, the likes, the comments, the subscribes, the emails. This weekend I'm thinking about doing a $10 readings for 3 questions or just whatever comes out. But we'll talk about it more once we get closer to it. But I'll talk to y'all next time. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button.